So you are the guy who's killing the job in the market.
Well, you can say we're making people do what they are supposed to do.
Okay.
Primary game here is how do we find right talent really fast for the organization. Small, medium, large doesn't matter. Speed is very big advantage. Now, if you are slow to find those right people, then you will be out of business very soon. 75% of the candidates don't hear back from the companies.
Absolutely.
You can apply for loan and get money in your account, but you can apply for a job and forget about it.
Yeah.
But can they spend time talking about company culture, selling the role, making sure these guys join after the interview?
So welcome to another episode of Datapedia. I have a very interesting guest today, and as we are doing this regularly, and we have promised that we'll bring a lot of newer technologies, newer stuff into our episodes. I got Debi here. Welcome, Debi.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Debi has been inspirational in the AI journey, currently riding the wave. So he is the one who is now riding this AI wave currently, and he is founder of HyrGPT, one of I will say a leading platform, because I saw his innovation side of it, and it looked very interesting and actually solving certain business use case. So Debi, welcome to the show, and I would like you to brief audience about what you are doing and briefly about yourself to the audience.
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me. Always great to talk to like-minded people. So I'm Debi, founder of HyrGPT. It's a complete generative way of doing agenting things that we hear nowadays. But the whole primary game here is how do we find right talent really fast for the organization. I think speed is a competitive advantage for any organization. Small, medium, large doesn't matter. Especially with how things are moving, speed is very big advantage. Now, if you are slow to find those right people and interview them and bring them on board itself is month-long job, then you will be out of business very soon, right? Or either you'll struggle because your competition is also using systems and tools and processes. So that's where HyrGPT comes in to put your recruitment on steroid. Think like an hiring manager, and the moment somebody is applying, talk to them, have a conversation like a subject matter expert, and figure out whether they're the right fit, where else they can be fit in the organization. Maybe
all done autonomously.
All done autonomously from the time they apply to the first round.
So you are the guy who's killing the job in the market.
Well, you can say we're making people do what they are supposed to do.
Okay.
Right? Say a lot of time we say we don't talk to candidates. Currently, 75% of the candidates don't hear back from the companies.
No, that's absolutely
You can apply for loan and get money in your account, but you can apply for a job and forget about it.
Yeah.
We are making sure you talk to every single person and free up your recruiter's bandwidth to engage in meaningful conversation. Today they are busy talking to people just on screening. Have you done this? Have you done that? Right? But can they spend time talking about company culture, selling the role, making sure these guys join after the interview, rather than being busy on the mundane activity?
Okay.
So it's about taking help of technology, grow with technology, and use technology as a partner.
So it's more about you are just solving a certain use case, or entire recruitment cycle you are augmenting. What
Well,
exactly?
the journey that we are looking at is for HR ops.
Okay.
We have definitely started with recruitment, but what we are building is a conversational agent that can be HR's assistant, right?
Okay.
And it can take care of the operational activity. Hey, talk to these candidates, see if they're good. If they're good, keep them engaged and do the first round. Then I will take them through the next round because I'll spend my energy as an HR correctly. Similarly, employee survey is a big area where traditionally it is star mark, star rating, and all of that is done. But if you can have a conversation, a lot of employees don't open up talking to an actual HR or anybody in that matter. We feel constrained to talk to a real person in giving feedback. But when we know we're talking to anonymously to a agent, we give up our feedback very honestly.
Hmm.
Similarly, when we are onboarding someone, how can I personalize their experience, right? But the HR can do immersing them with organizational culture, the coaching that is required. But I'm there 24/7. When you need information, the agent can be there to help them. So whenever conversations are required, when I'm hiring, learning is done, I want to assess how much this person has understood about the learning. All this conversation is where we are trying to be a smart agent.
So I will tell you one problem which I am facing, right? So I run an organization. I am into a leadership role where
Sure.
lot of time I judge a people or I take decision on emails, right? And with this AI and all coming into picture, ChatGPT and all, lot of the replies of the emails are getting automated,
Exactly.
right? Now I had one skill where when I read an email, I go through the emotions
Yeah.
and what would be his mind frame when he is typing that, because
Sure.
that will transform when he is writing emails, right?
Sure.
That's a uh, very humanized thing which will come when you are
Right.
writing something, and maybe you have been blasted about something, right? When you are replying, you may be in very high on emotions and your words will describe it.
Sure.
So as a leader, when you read those emails, you understand, okay, so his mind frame is this, his next set of action can be this, can
Sure.
be that, and how I need to handle it.
Sure.
Now with all this use of AI and GPTs and all, when I start getting emails, I am seeing one very thing, right? That everything is pretty much looks same.
Standardized.
The developer is also writing me the same way, the senior guys are writing me in same way, so it is becoming very different to understand what is happening. So how different you are doing it in when your agent talks, right? How they are bringing that human quotient in between.
Sure.
Because that's a very important thing.
Absolutely.
I am applying for a job, right? And the HR calls me. I also look forward to talking to an HR. There might be, oh no, I am
Yes.
not interested. But there are certain HRs which are very skilled around it.
Absolutely.
They will talk in certain way that you will be intended to talk more,
100%.
open more. You will tell the integrities that I had 2 offer letters already, I have 5 offer letter already, what you are going, and that guy in behind will understand, oh, this guy is faking me. How possibly you are democratizing that?
Sure. So when I say, is this possible? It is possible. Is it possible today? Maybe no. The speed at which things are moving, it is possible. But is that the intent of technology here? I say, when I look at it, no. I want you to talk to right people. End of the day, you said you are running a business. You need right people. Today, if more and more noise is coming your way, will you focus on your business, or you will keep talking to 100 people who are making good resumes, who are looking good in their resume, but don't really do the job well?
No, absolutely. For a organization like us, which
Yeah.
is driven by principles and all, right? I want faster result, and I do
Exactly.
not want noise to even reach around me.
Exactly. And many times I have seen second round, third round people saying, how did this candidate land on my desk? It should have been rejected on day one. The idea is not rejection. Idea is finding giving opportunity to everybody who is applying for me. See, somebody has taken interest to apply to your organization. Do we leave our customer? Does a salesperson leave a customer who has shown interest? Never, right? Why do we don't talk to candidates who are applying to us? Is my current process democratic in itself? We don't talk to all the people who showed interest in my brand. We only talk to few. Now you have an opportunity to talk to all. Who knows, the guy you were never talking to, the person who applied in 100th position, you never reached to them, is actually a better person, comes at a lesser salary, but current tools and processes don't allow you to talk to them.
Uh, no, that's a very good point you brought in, and I can see that that's a problem we are also facing, right? Absolutely. Now, I can see that there is a monetary benefit also involved
Yeah.
in it,
Yeah.
right? And you have been doing this for past years, couple of years. Can you share certain client client success story or someone? Because I was talking, we did a data innovation summit
Yeah.
very recently, and I was talking to one of very high position in Aditya Birla, and he was telling, see, all these things are there and everybody is doing, but everybody is doing POC. I don't see things getting productionized and bringing changes in retail and all those things. So how in current industry you are seeing industry or the enterprise using it?
Absolutely. Overall, generative AI, the adoption is increasing at a faster pace. Yes, any tool, it's not about generative AI, goes through its life cycle of people adopting pilots, then maturity level. There is a maturity curve everybody will go through, but the speed is exponential. It's not like traditional that people will take 5 years to adopt technology. It is happening month over month. Specifically coming to our tool, we have some of the largest NBFCs and banks. Today, they go to campus. For them to go to 40 campuses, you have a team that's engaging the campus. You have to find the panel, book a flight ticket for them to reach the campus, organize hotels for them to stay. What are they doing? They're doing group discussions. Half of the time your mind shuts down after doing first group discussion. 20 people talking, you have no clue how you're selecting these people.
Correct.
Reality, whether you like it or not.
No, absolutely.
You have to do 10 group discussions to find these people. You have 5 favorite questions. By end of the day, you are drained out, but you have to finish the process. Then third round, fourth round, and final rounds will happen some other day. One of the largest finance organization today used us. The first step of process is HyrGPT. They sent a small URL, assessment URL from our company. They have defined what I am looking for in the candidate. This URL is sent to the campus even before they reach. Within 2 days, we had 4,000 candidates take the assessment. The system suggested, here are the guys who are perfect fit based on what you're looking for, and here is the next set of people have potential, but on a couple of areas they lack. But these are candidates who may not be fit for the persona that you're looking for. Maybe some other persona they will fit into. Now, suddenly, instead of talking to 4,000 and going by your own bias and searching people, you found people who are skill fit. I'm not saying they're the culture fit, they're skill fit. Now you say, okay, I have a narrow right guys to go after and find who is culture fit among them.
So I am talking to only 10, which I used to do with hundreds.
Exactly. So you end up saving 70 to 80% of cost simply sending a huge panel to now sending small team to do in-person conversations, right? You also offered a democratized way for everyone to appear. Earlier, this company was going by CGPA. 4.5, 4.6, no, I'll only 4.6. You never know, 4 guy might be better.
Yes,
the person might have spent more time doing innovation.
Yes.
Right. So, similarly, there is a large recruitment outsourcing company, not just enterprise, outsourcing company uses us. They posted a job. Within first 4 hours, they got around 1800 odd applications. Now, system spoke to them. 70% qualified based on what they are looking for. Interviewed, top 20-25% identified within 24 hours. Right? Now, again, there goes brand attraction. Do people apply to you or not is a different problem. But if people are coming to you, if you have applications, can I find right talent that is fit for me and do that really, really fast, right?
And why organizations are, like, you are talking to a lot of big firms, right?
Yeah.
Big enterprises which have capability to do this, right? If you go to Amazon or you go to Flipkart,
Right.
they have right talent,
Absolutely.
right pool. They have big chunks, big elephants sitting in the room
Yes.
with thought process,
Yes.
strategy guys, big guys who can do this for them.
Right.
Now, why do you think HyrGPT is right for them rather
Sure.
than they building their own solution and
Yeah.
keep it?
Right.
So, what is extra which boutique firms like you is bringing to the table for them? For them,
This goes back to any organization. Their core focus is something, right?
Correct.
Flipkart's business is to be the e-commerce giant, or Amazon business is to be the best in supply chain, best in customer service. If everybody tries to solve everything, then we are doomed. If today I'm Infosys, I am a large IT services, I'm using email box for communicating. Will I start building another Gmail? No. Will I start building another Oracle application tool because my team is using? No, because it takes your central focus away. You are good at something, customer knows your value for something, you want to focus there.
right?
Solving everything is only a recipe for disaster, right? So they specialize in something and they use tools like these to augment their systems and processes.
So now couple of things here. Now generative AI was what we were talking a year before.
Yeah.
Now I see we are talking more about agentic and
Yes.
how this.
Yes.
So is it the transformation is happening in such a faster space, right?
Mhm.
Is it a risk to build an organization using some of these technology? Because you never know. Because previously it used to take at least a decade for transformational change to come in,
Right.
right? And now with the way this is going, we were just talking about generative, now agentic came, maybe tomorrow we are talking already about interactive AI, which
Yeah.
you were showing us, right? And you are now building a foundation, you are building a company around all those technologies. And now once you build it, you see another guy who is using
Right.
certain frameworks, certain things which scales them faster.
Yes.
So is it a risk for current startup founders and thinkers to go around and build something?
Sure. Okay. Let me answer that in two steps. Step one, organizations that are saying I'll bet everything because there is a new technology, you probably have to look at what strategy and your business model is going. Now, think of this is a new tool that has come, right? There has been many tools that keeps coming in every cycle. More better, more efficient, more tool. Has my business problem changed for whom I am solving for? Recruitment has not changed, right? I
No,
still
that's
need,
the core of the
that's
business,
the
right?
core business,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I am using a better tool to do that. Why am I not writing letters and postcards to my customers or my employees? Because the email is available. Why will I use that? Why am I not going in horse carts? Because cars are available, right? It's a matter of using better, efficient tools. GenAI is just bringing that. Now, the second part, and I'll give an analogy.
Okay.
Look at when 50, 60, 100 or 70 years ago when electric motors started coming. Okay. When you look at a motor, lot of coils around it, right? You will be scared to touch it. What is this scary looking thing? It is moving, it is making sound. If I touch it, it gives me shock. I'll not touch it, right? Everybody was scared. Slowly, appliances started coming. Somebody covered it, put a fan around it. Somebody covered it, made a pump out of it. Somebody covered it, made an AC out of it.
Yes, yes.
Today, you don't even think that there is a motor inside. Are you scared about the fan? No.
No.
Similarly, we are currently in a stage where everybody is going and touching the large language model. We are directly hitting OpenAI, we are directly hitting Claude, we are directly hitting Llama and thinking this machine is so powerful that it is dangerous. It can create bias, it can create deepfakes. But then comes people like us who are building appliances around it with the right guardrails. That you don't have to worry about touching the core motor. We will put safeguard around it. Use it only for the purpose you need it.
So is it not something like few years back, same thing happened when Google emerged, right? As a search
Yeah.
engine, they become giant.
Yes.
Now, everyone is now not focusing on the core technologies, right? There are bigger open AIs and let's say DeepSeek has come in and they have augmented the platform. They are
Right.
becoming a monotonous on platform, and we sitting in India is just using certain. I don't see that. We are even building LLMs around, right? We are just building apps over certain things, on those things. So why, as a country, we are not focusing on building platforms, and we are so much focused on solving the business use cases? What is the general difference which we are doing?
I will just share what I have been observing and learning when I interact with a lot of my friends, ecosystem outside of India. And this goes back to how risk minded are we. In terms of people investing into R&D and innovation in India is very low. Innovation coming out of academics is very low. Whereas you look at countries like US where truly innovation happens, people bet money on innovation. Huge amount of risk taking appetite is there. In adopting innovation, in investing into innovation. Here that is emerging. It is still not there that people will invest into innovation. People will invest only when they know this is work, this is not working, traction is there. So when you don't invest into innovation culturally for decades, our growth also, nobody's gonna build that research and innovation because there's no money, especially at academics. Academics is where people spend money doing this core innovation, right? The whole, how the memory management has to happen, how storage management has to happen. All of these are steps to achieve that final thing, which a lot of academics in India are not funded to do innovation.
So are we like have we left the bus already, or we are still thinking of doing, or is it some right for country like India with such a huge population and talent pools across, it is better that we build companies which can help using these technologies? Because my fundamental thing was like companies like Meta, right, today controls lot of these things, because we are also now dealing with, now of course you will be also dealing with lot of PII data,
Yeah.
right? And today or tomorrow I will see certain governance coming to it, or maybe compliances coming it. Today they might not be talking because
Sure.
it has not reached to that level, but
Yes.
tomorrow there will be certain things, certain leakage or
Yeah.
something will happen,
Yes.
where there will be authorities, or where there will be certain compliance, government will start coming to businesses like you, and it's already happening, right?
Yeah.
If you understand, EU has already launched, because you understand, Europe does something or not, they bring compliances at first.
Sure.
GDPR came first there. Now
Yes.
AI compliance is also coming there. Now every country will start using it. Now you are also dealing with a lot of compliances data, but now these things are not in control, because you are using certain platform which are consuming
Right.
that, which are taking that. So when your business is scale, how do you think it will challenge you, and are we thinking it around from today only? How as a business owner or business founder you are already thinking around it?
See, I personally believe regulations are very much required because it's not about me, it's the ecosystem. If the ecosystem doesn't survive, individually we will all uh, get disrupted. So, regulations are very important, and I think individually organizations are bringing in AI trust frameworks. How to adopt Gen AI, what to look for in the vendors, how to manage the data. Most of the organizations are already thinking, especially our large ones, and government needs to bring in innovation in balance with regulatory. Regulation should also not become restrictive. When we put constraints, it also stifles innovation, right? So there has to be a balance, but regulation is absolutely required when you think of your citizens, how to safeguard them, right? So regulations are required, but like I said, it has to be a balance. You need to have an innovation pace, but safeguarding data, safeguarding individual safety, security.
And uh, we are a boutique firm which deals with data and AI, both the
Yeah.
layers, right? You continuously use AI and are building certain
Right.
apps and all, and solving actual business problem. So how do you think these data layers,
Yeah.
or data management, data quality, governance, and all these layers plays an important part for AI?
You will see in my 20-year experience, I have seen we have been talking about data insights, data analytics, reporting, a lot of that. Only matured organization used to talk about data governance.
Yes, absolutely.
Now data governance will be a household talk even in smallest of the players, because without that, regulatory compliance, data leakage, you never know how many where your data is getting exposed, right? So AI layers will need a data governance underneath, right? Also you need data governance to be fed in as a guide of what data should I expose, what data should I not expose.
That's
right?
where compliances will come
Exactly.
and hit
So
you.
compliance,
Unless you govern that,
yes,
those critical data attributes, what you are
yes,
using, right? You
yes.
need to govern that also.
And it's not just about highly compliant regulatory like life science or banks. You will see if what as a business you are doing and your data and your processes have competitive advantage in it, and you are using lot of available large language models or OpenAI, and your employees are using tools to share your data to search for, unless you have a data governance framework, data usage policy, it is going to be very difficult without knowing where your data is going, what data is coming inside, are they stored structurally so that I can make benefit of that data, or am I just getting loaded with a lot of noise and system is getting overwhelmed?
So this is very important, because previously a lot of systems were only dealing with structured data.
Yeah.
we used to implement master data management,
Yeah.
right? And our sources or our incoming files used to be all structured.
Right.
Now businesses have started asking, can you consume my unstructured data also?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It is just not about structure. It is unstructured data, and combine that both, and you structure it and then process it.
Yes.
Right? So all these OCR frameworks and all
Yeah.
which we are talking about, so that is where the evaluation is happening.
True.
And in that entire thing, the quality remains a very important part.
Yeah.
The governance remains a very important part. So all those things, enterprises, you talk to a lot of enterprises,
Yes.
specifically in India you are talking. So you are seeing those mindsets getting changed now, and they are realizing the importance of data, because in India public tells that I can do this in much lesser cost. Why should
Right.
I spend in
Right.
a data platform spending so much money here?
Right.
I don't have budget.
Right.
So you are seeing any transformation around
I do see.
mindset?
I do see. See, using data and making insights has become a day-to-day talk, right? How what more can I learn from this data? Like we were discussing earlier, businesses sometimes are subject matter experts are not able to realize or imagine what can I do with technology. Then there is second set of people who are technologists who knows what all they can do with tools and new technology coming in, but don't know how to make business visualize that reality.
Reality.
So there is a gap, right? So it is important some of us in the technology field help business understand how they are going to be impacted with this growing data, regulations coming in, compliances, right? And business advantage that they will gain if they have the right data infrastructure, right? Because sometimes you may be able to, and I know of, I mean, this is a very well-known case study how McDonald,
Correct.
without changing their product line, without changing anything structurally what they do, implemented a finance transformation approach using data analytics only, saying, can every store show a different price of French fries only by few cents at different time of the day? And their interest is to save or make $1 billion just by doing optimization.
Yeah, means that is very interesting to see, right? Companies like McD's and all,
Yeah.
their core business is same
Exactly.
across world.
Yes.
Starbucks,
Right.
they are selling coffees only, which is
Right.
very basic in nature.
Correct.
But still they are able to make such a large scale companies.
True.
Right? Because what you told before, I like that statement very much, because you have that tailor focused approach to it. You know your core, you know your dhanda, what you
Yeah,
are doing
yeah.
into it, and you are getting good into it. And this morning when you were talking about that Mintra use case, right, that that the analytics teams are so advanced that they know what to sell.
Correct.
Tomorrow they know what to
Exactly.
sell. So that's where I think these technologies which we are pushing, and when they are taking help of data
Right.
to drive that decision, data,
Right.
I mean metadata, data,
Yeah,
both,
yeah, yeah.
both side of it, right?
Yes,
It is. So also should all these sectors should have their own LLMs rather than a generic LLMs.
Not really. So, like I said, again, it goes by what is that organizational business model, right? But what is that you cannot stop doing is adapting innovation. Because you never know which company within the next 2 years can outsmart an existing large player. Because they adopted new technologies, new innovation that customer wanted, customer liked. And like I said, look at the Blinkits of the world, Zeptos of the world have changed the mindset of tier 1 cities that I'll get delivery within 8 to 10 minutes. Now e-commerce players are getting forced to deliver in 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
Now for you to do that as a business, your data layer, your technology should allow you to do that. You should have prediction capability. You should have forecasting capability to say how much inventory do I have? What is my demand? What is my demand going to be next week? Is it only customer data? Is it weather data? Right? Is it activity that is beyond my control? Stock market data.
And that's where agent will come and play very
Yes.
important role.
See,
right?
as a human being, I can only process so much information. I'm good at taking that decision, but I still need support of processing so much data and give me insight so that I can make a decision. Final call I may be able to take, but process that data for me. Today, if I tell you that in 7th lane 8th cross.
Hmm.
If whenever there is a rain, grocery of these item A, B, C always sell 10x more. Then it's going to be natural that if I can predict weather in advance in that geography, 50,000 SKUs sell, and this is the average order value, I will be prepared for it. I'll have my stock replenished.
Yeah.
I'll have my delivery team aligned. I'll have my sales team aligned. So end of that is business goal. How do I achieve that business goal is how smartly I leverage my data and use that data to plan my supply chain, plan my logistics.
So operational excellence means that
Absolutely.
helps into a lot of
Yeah,
operational
yeah.
excellence. And I also want to understand that with these agents and all coming in, right? Because
Right.
you are into that sector and you are seeing this transformation happening.
Right.
So which sector's job is
Yeah.
getting impacted the most? So I was listening to your certain future webinars and also, and you were giving that the job at mid layer, like truck drivers and all there was certain use case. You were speaking about Australia, right? So I would want you to a little bit
Sure,
explain
sure.
on that.
So I think future of work, the way we see, because we are working with a lot of HR leaders and businesses are going to be a combination of human workforce and digital workforce.
Hmm.
Today we do appraisals and performance management of our employees.
Correct.
Tomorrow you will do that for your digital agents that are in the organization, because you are using a AI SDR to do lead management. You will use someone like my agent to do recruitment.
Correct.
You'll use an AI agent to do some marketing. You'll do an AI agent to create content for you. So you'll end up using, these are digital workforce for you. But you have to do performance management of digital workers to know, are they still serving my purpose? Is my ROI good enough, right? Is there a better tool out there that I can use, right?
So we can have companies created with one principle, having all these agents and running.
So if you just do a simple search right now, and I've been reading on LinkedIn, earlier we used to have headcounts, more the headcount, more the business. Look at the very recent last couple of years. Companies with 20, 30 people are reaching 100 million ARR, 500 million ARR much faster. Cursor AI.
Achha.
Look at agentic code development company. 100 million ARR within a year, 20 people employee, 30 people employee. So that concept of I need a huge, large talent pool to reach a certain revenue target is also being challenged and being proven by few companies, where obviously it's about technology adoption and all of that. It's not like I can take that to sports and replace the players with AI, right? But I can make them better with AI.
And when we are talking about AI, I know we are talking about a lot about software.
Yeah.
But augmenting that with hardware.
Yes.
Like computer vision.
Yeah.
Very, very classic example
Absolutely.
of when this computer vision and all those things combined together,
Right,
bringing
exactly.
an AI layer of it,
Correct.
is going to explode like anything.
Yeah.
Right, that's a very good that will actually solve lots of use case going
Yeah.
forward.
So at 2, 3 that immediately comes to mind. So in general public, when we are checking generative AI at a surface level, we look at audio generation, video generation, ads, content, blogs. Somebody wrote a beautiful music and it now sings in my voice. We are seeing those. Oh, this is interesting. But what is happening? Generative design is heavily being adopted by manufacturing companies. Clinical research on data. See, today if I am a scientist or I am a design specialist, I will take years to come up with 20 version of a design and confirm that this design is the cheapest, lightest, strongest. But with an assistant like generative design assistant or generative design agent can run through hundreds and thousands of computational model, what material, what color, weight, and give me a jump start saying I computed all of this. And here are 5 things, designs I suggest that I think will be better. Now you are 2 year, 3 year ahead in your game to do it. Hyundai as a company is leveraging generative design to bring cars much faster to the market that are lighter, that are faster, that are more secured. Just search Hyundai generative design, you will see that. Medical research, clinical research, people are using data, generative AI and normal AI predictive to scan through thousands of data points to see what composition, what real world evidence exists inside this data to say whether it works for a certain gender, certain kind of disease and all.
No, life sciences, I see a transformational change if we start using AI, right? Because life sciences as a industry
Yeah.
requires so much of talent, so much of capacity. But even if in India you will see there are how many medical colleges you have, right, which are actually there. But if we use AI at right place, that's why I was saying that a lot of these AI actual use cases,
Yeah.
if on industry wise I will see,
Right.
I see life sciences and medical side of it which is
Right.
actually being solved.
Right.
And I am really glad when I was speaking to you and you brought this and I was looking into the HyrGPT. So as a model, when we see about HyrGPT, let's little bit talk about HyrGPT
Sure.
only. So as a model, right, like step 1, step 2 in an organization,
Yeah.
what all the things you do and how can organization like
Sure.
us or maybe certain bigger organizations, right?
Right.
You have been talking to certain bigger
Labs.
organization. I heard you were talking to AWS and all.
Yeah.
So how they are going to use you and at what layer, what organization they are going to solve? A
Sure.
brief around
Sure.
your technology.
So today we see three kind of organizations using us. One is obviously enterprises. That includes startups also, mid-size, large, because hiring problem is sector agnostic. So enterprises. Second is recruitment outsourcing companies themselves, because RPOs traditionally are recruiters sitting, calling, coordinating, and sending the
I have
resumes.
seen companies in India running whole night,
Yeah,
hundreds and hundreds of people just do calling.
correct. Services, right?
Yeah.
So they are using us as agents that can help them assess the candidates so that their hit ratio increases, right? And third, we see educational institutes using us to prepare their students by giving mock interviews and simulations. In fact, I get requests, which we are currently focused on. One side of the world is doing great assessment. Universities are saying a lot of project assessments that we do, vivas that we do, are very biased. I know Shivesh is good in my college. Same 5 question I'll ask to Shivesh, same 5 question I'll ask to other guy, but my mind is already set.
Yeah.
As a professor, I'm bored taking vivas. Can a system like mine have a conversation and talk to that person based on the project they are submitting? Half of the internship people are doing today, I look at our colleges, has no value. Those internships have no value. They come back and submit a report. Nobody knows what the student did in that internship, what they learned. But at the moment they submit internship detail, HyrGPT can conduct their learning assessment and see what did they learn, how well did they learn, what else they can improve where they're already good, right? Removes that bias, talks to thousands of students at the same time, right? So whether it is hiring, whether it is learning, assessment is where we are maturing, and these are the three sectors we are seeing. How organizations are using us? Help us, we are helping organizations automatically source candidates. That means we can talk to the hiring manager, help them craft the right job description.
So you create JDs.
We
and
create
everything.
JDs. So
And
the
is
moment
it
you
like we are more Informatica focused
Sure.
organization, right?
Sure.
I need a data quality and data governance expert.
Sure.
Now I tell HyrGPT, I need a data quality and data governance.
Fantastic.
Now at a step, what you will do?
Step one. A lot of time what happens, people look for job descriptions to start for search, and we end up copying from somewhere, or we have a job description saved from last so many years that we start using. What our system does, it first goes behind the skills that are required to play this role. We have trained it on 250 odd plus required roles in the market. So it goes and tells you, hey Shivesh, you're looking for Informatica DQ governance individual. Here is the skill that is required. They should be aware of SQL, ETL tools, Power Center, or metadata management, right? It will identify all of that and tell you, does this look okay to you? Or do you want to add something more? Do you want to remove something? By the way, you also need some of these non-technical skills. Collaboration is important.
Yes.
In a data quality governance, understanding of business is very important.
Very important.
Right?
A storyteller.
So
is
it will
required.
highlight then and there,
Okay.
you also need this. Do you agree? The moment you say yes, it will go and create a job description, ideal job description that candidates will also like.
Okay.
If you actually take advanced versions from us, it will make is at per your brand tone,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, so JD gets created. It will say, do you want me to post it on job boards?
Okay.
It will post it on job boards so that people
Automatically
can
posting
automatically
on-
LinkedIn, Indeed,
Okay.
Found It, all of those places it will
Crazy.
post so that people can see and apply.
Okay.
Or it can also look into your existing talent pool database that you have, because you
Okay.
might be getting hundreds of applications and
Yes.
say, hey, I found 20 matching candidates. Do you want me to reach out to them? Single click, it will send them email, WhatsApp, SMS saying, hey, Debi, you had applied to us in the past. There is a new role open. Here is the job description. Are you still looking for a change? Is this interesting? The moment I click on yes, I'm interested, it will say fantastic. Here is an assessment link. Let's start with the screening.
Right away.
Right away. Right.
So, like I have applied it tonight. I used to
Yes.
call an HR call after 2 days, right?
Yeah.
And I used to.
You're
follow
lucky if
up.
they're calling you into this.
So this happens right
Instantly.
At the time.
So
Okay.
it is instant. Like I said, if a customer shows interest in your organization, would you put systems in place that provides them the information right away, or you say no, we'll come back to your
No, of course, as quick as possible.
as quick as possible? We don't do that for
बाबा,
our
आज मुझे सब्जी भी चाहिए तो मेरे को 10 मिनट घर पे चाहिए होता है. I do not even want to go and bring those things.
Exactly. So
Right.
same thing with candidate, whether they are applying on LinkedIn, whether they are applying on your career site, or you reaching to a candidate, when they are available, my system is available, checks their basic screening qualifying that is required. Notice period, this role requires a certification, this role requires you to work in night shift, whatever it is, right? Or we can do a phone agentic call. The system directly calls the candidate saying, hey, we had sent you an email, WhatsApp. I thought you have not looked at it. Is this a good time to talk about this role? Directly has a conversation. And within 15-20 minutes, it has a conversation like a subject matter expert. How will you apply data governance? Where have you done it? Right? How did you implement? What were the problems that you faced? You have to redo it. What will you do?
So an agent will call the candidate and
Yes.
will assess all this.
Yes, either it will call, or if the candidate is available on laptop, they can take the screen recording. It will monitor, proctor also, because in India a lot of fake candidates and cheating happens.
Yes, of
Other countries don't ask for proctoring, but India proctoring is very much required. So it informs the candidate, takes their consent that this is a virtual interview. Now, you may say there are candidates who may not be interested. Absolutely. They will ignore the interview, and we mark them as someone who recruiter should talk to. Right? Like I said, not one system
Exception
or one
handling.
Exactly.
You create a task
Yes.
for recruiter. Okay,
But
great.
we see 85-90% of the candidate actually saying, if something makes my application faster, I'm happy to do it, right? So it's an adaptive conversation with the candidate, half an hour. In parallel, we can do thousands of conversations for 100 different roles, right? And it summarizes, provides auto-generated summary at depth, granular level. I did an SAP consultant interview, like you asked, spoke to 100 candidates. In material management, this person is really good. In procurement, this guy is good. All of that granularity is provided. This is the communication score. Their clarity was good. Their grammar is good. Communication score and the trust score. That yes, this person while taking interview had the camera on, was not trying to cheat by copying from somewhere. All of that is given.
Okay.
The idea is anybody who's showing interest, talk to them, qualify them, interview them, help me find the right talent fast. I want to give everyone an opportunity who have applied, and then I'll spend time more with the right fit for my company.
Oh wow, means I would really like to see a live demo, and this is a great transformation which you are doing, because a general hiring
Yes.
for a small organization like us still takes like 30 days.
Yeah, I mean, for an organization, the moment you shift your focus of your employees to burn by doing interviews, you are also taking their time away from customer service.
Yes.
And that person gets burnt. How much interviews will I do every single day? And then you will have interviewer effectiveness problem. Not every interviewer asking the right things. They will have their favorite things. Then they will start compromising. If I reject more, I'll have to do more interviews. Let's select this guy and close. Right? So larger problem is the organization will start getting low quality people because my interviewer will start compromising.
And you are training your model also like that.
It has to be org specific. See, I can't take one role and say the persona is fit for every organization, right? If I'm looking for a database developer for an IT services versus a database developer for a product company, our recommendation has to be based on the persona you are looking for, right? So the system is only helping you find data points of that individual. It does not approve or reject any candidate. It gives you, we are recommending these people based on the data points you have provided. Here is the additional data insights for you to take a call.
All right.
Yeah.
No, that's very exciting, and with the current phase and how the technology is shifting, I think you are doing great work, Debi, and all the best for it. And
Thank you so much.
And I hope we see each other very soon, helping customers solve problems together, and we'll see how we augment each other's services there, because I understand that a lot of those AI technologies also have a pretty robust, and you are one of the guy who are actually advocating that your data quality, data
Yes.
governance, and
Yeah.
all those things should be a primary focus.
Right.
So thank you, thank you,
Pleasure.
thanks a lot to be here, and it is always great talking to great minds like you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Always great talking to organizations that are specializing and focusing on certain areas where they can bring a lot more efficiency, like data infra. As HyrGPT, the way we are trying to help organizations find right talent, we also take a lot of effort in partnering and finding organizations that already have such talents, right? Like data infra, focused on data quality, data governance, which is an absolute necessary for any organizations that wants to transform through data, right? So when we work with them, we identify how this kind of boutique organizations can actually help larger organizations. Because at the end of the day, all these organizations try to solve their problem, whether through people, existing solutions, accelerators, or firms like Data Infra that can support. So great talking, great sharing my learnings. I've been learning what they do for their organizations, and looking forward to collaborate and growing HyrGPT along with Data Infra. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us today live. We had Debi talking a lot of generative AI, agentic AI use cases with us, and it really solving how he is productionizing using AI and helping companies solve this real challenge of hiring through his platform HyreGPT. I strongly recommend everyone to go through HyreGPT and look around it, and we will catch up you for the next episode very soon. Thank you.